With the gameplay reveal of Breath of the Wild 2, which looks beyond crazy to me, I sat down and thought to myself, I like Breath of the Wild. I like YouTube. I like Breath of the Wild and I like YouTube. I like Monster Hunter. My audience did too, but I like Breath of the Wild. And so does my audience too also. I got it. I'll make more Breath of the Wild videos. So, in my wild anticipation for this game, I decided I'd make a little series breaking down each of the 8 major regions of Hyrule. If you're worried that the Monster Hunter series I started won't be finished, don't worry, that'll be next. I shouldn't leave unfinished business unfinished, after all. Without further ado, welcome to Hyrule Regional Breakdown, where I break apart the bits and pieces that geographically make up the land of this astonishing world. Today, I'll be starting smack dab in the middle of the world. It's time to break down Central Hyrule. The Great Plateau is where Breath of the Wild begins. According to lore provided by the King of Hyrule, the Great Plateau is the foundation for the Kingdom of Hyrule. It was once a sacred place which was invaded by monsters over time, thanks to the arrival of Calamity Ganon. In this quiet little part of Hyrule, many relics of times past can be discovered. Here you'll find the Great Plateau Tower, a structure risen by the power of the Sheikah Slate and the start of a chain reaction of ancient Sheikah structures rising all over Hyrule. Nearby is the ruins of one of the most iconic structures in all of Zelda history, the Temple of Time. The structure, once used to house the Master Sword, is now reduced to a crumbling shell of its former self. However, the inside does contain a large statue of Hylia, a callback to its divine roots in past games. The rest of the Great Plateau consists of the ruins of the Eastern Abbey, which appears to have been overrun with guardians, the Forest of Spirits, which is actually filled with more boars and bokoblins than anything else, Mount Hylia, the resting place of the King of Hyrule, and of course, the Shrine of Resurrection, the resting place of Link for the last 100 years, where he recovered from near-fatal wounds received during his battle with an army of guardians. Among all of this are the shrines, each of which offer not only a spirit orb, but a special ability for Link's Sheikah Slate, those being the Bomb Rune, the Stasis Rune, the Magnesis Rune, and the Cryonis Rune. All in all, the Great Plateau is an area rich with history, and not only gives us information on the history of Hyrule, but also the history of Link and the powers that the Sheikah Slate can offer. The largest part of Central Hyrule would be Hyrule Field, an area that has appeared in many, if not most, of the past 3D Legend of Zelda titles. As always, the largest portion of this field is, well, the field itself. There's a large expanse of grass smack dab in the middle of the area. 2 stables are found around it. North of this field is the small platform where Zelda deemed Link her appointed knight, which we see happen in a not-so-uplifting cutscene. On the southeastern side of the field, you'll find the expansive ruins of the Colosseum. Here, a Lynel makes its home, along with a crowd of other monsters. Over on the west side, another interesting place lies. A swamp full of dangerous monsters, traps, and quicksand mud. While what the area is made out of is notable, what stands out the most is the massive skeleton or carved rock resembling a skeleton that lies in the middle. It's huge, with massive horn protrusions coming out of the side. Other small areas around the field include the destroyed garrison and village ruins, the rivers, mountains, and this gigantic tree stump. The most notable area in the expanses of the field, however, is Hyrule Castle itself. It's home to the royal family and surrounded by the once bustling castle town, which is now a decimated, guardian-infested ruin. The castle and that which surrounds it is entirely covered with Ganon's malice. The inside of the castle is overrun with strong beasts and baddies, and of course, Calamity Ganon lies in the center. Hyrule Ridge is the northwestern part of this region, and is most commonly associated with the large raised section of land where a shrine lies below the storm-ridden surface. This area is the Thundra Plateau, and it's constantly plagued with the curse of lightning and rain. Nearby is a weird bit of land, known as the Breach of Demise. Of course, you'd think given the rugged and protruding rocks, this is where Demise, the antagonist of Skyward Sword, well, breached. However, according to some video I can't remember, it was actually an excavation site. Neat. Anyway, other places around the area include Mount Rome, Ludfo's Bog, and the other mountains. The Great Hyrule Forest is essentially the Lost Woods. In the middle is Korok Forest, and in it is the legendary Deku Tree. Further north of this is the mysterious Thyflow Ruins, a pitch-black dark ruin that contains a secret shrine and a secret Hinox. On the eastern side of the forest is a single island with an individual dead tree. It's really strange. Anyway, surrounding this whole forest is Lake Mekar. Besides all the hillsides around the forest, that's all that makes up the Hyrule Forest. Well, there you have it. Central Hyrule is filled to the brim with forests, hills, and ruins, but the lore behind many of these places keeps me coming back to visit this area more often than the rest of the regions. From the lush forests, mysterious ruins, winding rivers, expansive fields, and the castle, this region is filled to the brim with things to explore. And yet it feels simple. Relieving kind of simple. if you know what I mean. Anyway, with Central Hyrule out of the way, I'll see you all next time to talk about the next region. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to do everything generic YouTubers ask. Like and subscribe and share.